What up, academic bro? Let me try this again. Last time I shared my screen and did not play the audio. The goal is to live react to videos. Share tab audio. Share entire screen. Bam. Holy cow, what am I sharing? That is, let me stop sharing. Bam. Let's try to share again. Enable audio. Let's do a window. We'll do the YouTube window share. Dang, that's dope. Let me stop sharing. Give me a second to get this together. Thank you for jumping on live if you're jumping in. I'm gonna let some more people get into the room. Share screen. Wait, let's open another one before we share for show. Bam. Cool, so let me share screen again. I'm gonna select a tab, a window. That's the one we wanna share. Bam, there we go. I'll share system. I think we got it. Let's check out 16 to life. My guy got a video on 10 blacks versus 1 Mexican reaction. Let's check this one out.
Video.
My wallet.
It's gone. We're getting that back.
I just feel so naked without it.
Don't stress. Go to a
Man, this dude, I've seen a little bit of his content before, and he.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive
Across the board, regardless of race, regardless of gang, regardless of group or whatever, right? And you have so many people, it seems like, in the comments who at times, man, will just basically be on some BS, right? Dudes, you have dudes on both sides of the spectrum, right? Both races who don't want peace or for whatever, right? They want to just get in the comments and they want to talk and talk crazy and this and that. But I mean, at times it's hard to, for me to try to stay unbiased when I see so much BS, right? I see, regardless of what video a dude puts up, you always gonna have people in the comments who wants racial unrest, who wants bull stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying all that to say, I don't know how much of this video I'm going to edit, because at times, like I say, man, I get passionate about the stuff too, because it seems like dudes will clearly want to ignore what's in front of our faces.
All right, the goal for this live stream, if you're joining me, is to review this video by 16 to life. I basically went through my feed. I always have all kinds of comments I want to make, type in the chat, but instead of like doing a chat reply, I'm just going to do a live reaction to this video. Let's go. This is 16 to life. Good brother named No Chill for real. Let's check him out.
So this video coming up right here, I'm going to be doing a reaction to a reaction of another video, right? And in this video right here, man, I'm going to keep it 100.
And I'm going to be doing a reaction to his reaction of the reaction video. It's like a mirror. It just layers and layers and layers. Let's go.
I got a little passionate, right? Because it's hard. I feel that I always keep it clean cut across the board, regardless of race, regardless of gang, regardless of group or whatever, right? And you have so many people, it seems like, in the comments who at times, man, will just basically be on some BS, right? Dudes, you have dudes on both sides of the spectrum, right? Both races who don't want peace or for whatever, right? They want to just get in the comments and they want to talk and talk crazy and this and that. But I mean, at times it's hard to, for me to try to stay unbiased when I see so much BS, right? I see, regardless of what video a dude puts up, you always gonna have people in the comments who wants racial unrest and who wants bull stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying all that to say,
chill. Let me give my 2 cents. I don't even know if I have 2 cents. We work with digital currency now. It's hard to have 2 cents, but let me give you my thoughts on the comment section. So I paroled in 2020. I went to prison in 2004 at the age of 15 before social media. Got a life sentence, never knew I was coming home, and paroled into 2020 right when social media was booming and people was leaving comments. You couldn't leave a comment on my thoughts back then. You would have to see me face to face at the city park, on the city street. Couldn't have caught me at a school. I was expelled from all the schools. So your comment had to be live, direct, and there was consequences to your comments or my comments. And that was the experience of my life until I paroled in 2020. So yeah, with the comments, sometimes now as an academic, being on academic row instead of death row, as an academic, we've studied how not only do agitators exist in the comment section, but sometimes law enforcement is in the comment section. You will see a peace treaty negotiated between two rival groups who actively shoot each other, and you'll see law enforcement slide in a comment like, F that hood, oh, you soft now. They'll start being an antagonist. And then the youngsters will bite on that and they'll replicate it. And next thing you know, you get actual shootings and repercussions from the comment section, which is wild. But all that to say, the comments will make you feel some type of way, even if you're trauma informed, even if you're well trained and aware that the comment section is full of people venting, people getting out traumas, people being able to speak without repercussions. It still makes you feel some type of way knowing that. So I see why Chill is saying, of course, he feels some type of way to some of the comments that he sees. But brother Chill, none of them comments have weight, carry weight, but they do have tangible effects upon us, which is wild because I know you know that. I know that. Let's roll.
I don't know how much of this video I'm going to edit because at times, like I say, man, I get passionate about this stuff too because it seems like dudes will clearly want to ignore what's in front of our faces and just want to go for some BS. Real quick, man. I had a homie tell me one time in prison, right? We was getting ready to have a rap contest. And he said, man, Chill, I'm going to vote for you regardless of who win. I'm going to vote for you regardless of who may be the better rapper. It doesn't matter, homie. You the homie. I'm supporting you regardless of whatever. I told him, no, homie, if you think somebody is better, then get that dude his props, right? But I say that to say you have a lot of individuals with the same mentality, man. They will support people of their race regardless of the situation.
And let me add some depth to what Chill just said. 2005, Southwest Juvenile Hall. We're on the unit, high security unit. I'm a peer mentor. And then my co-peer mentor happens to be a Hispanic kid. We have to recruit players for our basketball team, football team, soccer teams. Every single time we got to pick players, I would try to mix my team, even though I knew some of the kids that were more athletic could be of any race. And I could avoid picking a talented Hispanic kid who was athletic just because I wanted to sprinkle in a mix of races to my team. And I mean, I can say that being mixed, Egyptian and white, that maybe I had an advantage over the Hispanic kid, but he always picked nothing but Hispanic kids. At the end of the day, his team would run 10 to 12 deep, all Hispanic. And then I would have a mix, white, black, and then the Hispanics I could pick up. But it wasn't fair because even when I wanted Hispanic kids on my team, because he only picked Hispanic kids, it left me in a position where I couldn't pick Hispanic kids because then it was weird because when it mixed the team up, I don't know. It just made me feel like I was in a weird position because my ideology was we're peer mentors. We're setting an example. If I just pick all black kids or just all white kids, we're not setting a good example. We're telling people we should be divided in division, but it didn't matter what conversations we had on the back end. He refused to pick any black and white kids, and his team were always fully Hispanic, which made it awkward for me to pick Hispanic kids. But I would pick the ones I could. But it also made me look bad because I could go pick 4 black kids in a row, and then it's kind of a reaction to his action. Not even as an initiation of I'm just going to pick one race. And I was affiliated with Crips, and that's who I knew. That's who I grew up with. So it was easier to recruit black kids, just being that was my upbringing and that was who I was associated with in the very racial setting of a carceral system in California. But at the juvenile hall level, we didn't have big homies telling us we had to do things, even though we got letters from big homies. No one put pressure on juvenile hall kids. You had to do this. We put pressure on ourselves, and we established the ideology and the how juvenile hall was going to run. And it was interesting that it existed in there, and it was a challenge. But yeah, just tying into what 16 to Life said.
They don't want to be truthful. They just want to be supportive of their people, right? And so, you know, anyway, let's I was gonna say some more stuff, but let's hop into the video, man.
What's good with it, yo? It's your boy Santo G, back at it. You already know, spreading unity, prosperity, and respect. Above all. So
Now hold on, stop right there, man. Now, first and foremost, don't let it go past you guys' heads that the first thing he said he's spreading is unity. My question is, how the hell are you spreading unity when you show these inflammatory videos and you react to these inflammatory type videos, man? This dude, I've seen a little bit of his content before, and he says that he was a gang member and he was out in the street and stuff like that. So you have to know that, man, when you show these type of videos of one race being targeted by multiple people of another race, it's going to inflame some passionate feelings. It's going to flame angriness and all type of stuff. Just look at the dude's comments, man. The dude's comments is filled with hate. But anyway, hate behind this particular video. But anyway, let's get into it.
today, I got a reaction to a blog from Roughneck TV. Now, this ain't no reaction to bash anybody or anything like that. Salute Roughneck. But I seen something that I was like, man, I need to do a reaction to this.
And once again, real quick, Roughneck TV, I've seen a tiny bit of his content. He is of Mexican and Black descent. And I think that he said that in prison, he ran with the Hispanics. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me, but he is of Mexican and Black descent. So he's the one who put this original content out.
Let me know your guys' take on it. So he goes out there, links up with homeboy right here, known as Trooper. I guess he's been going viral on TikTok or I don't know what platform. So he links up with him. He does a vlog. They're walking around. He's chopping it up with him. And you're going to see in a little bit, an older Raza dude, older Hispanic, walks up trying to introduce himself, talking about he tax or something like that.
Injured in a car accident from a crazy human? Click the link and get paid. Use.
And to me, it seems like homeboy got mad that the attention went to homeboy and not him no more. And it started a whole altercation to where they ended up packing homeboy out. So let's get into it, man. This is reaction to Roughneck TV and them packing out an older Hispanic dude. Let's go. So here it comes. Like, you guys want a tattoo or something. That's what he wrote up saying. Listen, and I ain't trying to say Roughneck himself is racist because he caught a case defending the Raza when they did the protest. He caught a case beating some dude up for saying some things to, I believe, some ladies or some kids that were there. So I'm not saying he's that, but I feel like this right here was wrong. Not everything is content.
Now, he also says not everything is content. And like I said, Roughneck is the individual who originally put this video up of the older Hispanic dude, I guess, being, you know, attacked by, he says 10 blacks. So, but he says not everything is content, but then he turns around and he makes it content by reacting to it and giving it more legs. And like I said, of course, when you have videos like this, man, you are definitely going to get some people angry, upset, and it's going to turn into a mess.
Okay, look, it's coming. Let's see. Listen. Knock, knock. I don't want to disrespect your video. I do tattoos.
I'm trying to get everybody here. I want you to do tattoo.
He starts laughing like a cat. This is what tripped me out. Homeboy walks up like, hey.
Well, I'm gonna stop all your guys' reactions. So clearly, this dude's not being respectful. So he doesn't represent when somebody crosses that line between respect and disrespect. I mean, people want people to be held accountable, so they're gonna say they represent a whole group of people. But in my mind, you don't represent anybody at that point. If you JCAT out, I've been on a mental health yard. I know what it's like to be a JCAT. So at that point, you don't represent nobody but yourself, man. So him disrespecting that Hispanic man was out of pocket. You can see Roughneck brought him the mic, represented, show love. So no disrespect to Roughneck. I mean, nobody, I'm not going to be the one to go down that disrespectful pipeline, but I guess I got one viewer. I don't even know who's up in this joint. I can't even see who's watching, but whoever you are, thank you. Damn, I'm kind of blown away and don't want to give my thoughts. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and stop this video because I don't even think this is a good example. I think that's a pretty poor example. So just jump back to me real quick. So when I was a kid, there was clear racial divides in Paris, California. You had the Black community that was there. My neighborhood was dominated by a group of Blacks that hung out every day and established their own rules of what you could and couldn't do. They became my friends. But it was dominated. It was a Hispanic city, 80% Mexican, not just Hispanic, predominantly Mexican on the Hispanic side. And they enforced their own rules and beliefs. And best believe if you had an incident with one of them, they would rally to protect each other. One example is in elementary school, my friend Fat Daddy. I don't know what he did to the Hispanic kids, but I think he had an incident with one. And by the time I seen him, he was running down my street, Ashbury Way. This is the block. Intersection is Nuevo and Redlands, which is the R line in Nuevo Road. That block is the block. I live there on Ashbury. Fat Daddy was backpedaling down the street, just himself, trying to fight 40 to 50 young Hispanic kids who followed him home over whatever beef they have. Fat Daddy backpedaled all the way to his house, ran in the house, locked the door, got away from them kids. But he backpedaled, squabbled up, so he was like doing his fist, and the Hispanic kids was yelling at him and running at him. And as a little kid watching this, and his family's outside, my mom was outside threatening to call the police, like leave him alone, leave Fat Daddy alone. It just put a ideology in my head that there was racial divide early on, and I'm Hispanic, and I'm not Hispanic, I am Egyptian and white. So I already have a conflict where in my community, you were either white, Black, or Mexican. In Paris, California, in the 90s, you were one of three races. If you weren't one of those three races, there wasn't much influence that you had on the community. So knowing that, I happen to get along with every single group at different points in my life, even though I drew closer to the Black community, and that's who I was living with. Okay, I'm gonna have to run, wrap this one up, but really quick, that's just my feedback, man. And at the end of the day, I ended up not being racist, but it still goes on. I'm gonna let this live end. I'll get back to it. I gotta run, y'all. Peace.